On this week's Jack Swarbrick Show, cross-country runner Kelly Curran joins the program. The senior from Illinois finished third in the Great Lakes Regional race and is headed to the NCAA tourney this weekend.
I'm Jack Nolan, joined today by Irish cross-country star Kelly Curran, who was part of an outstanding Notre Dame performance at the NCAA Regionals in Madison, Wisconsin. The Irish men finished third of 31 teams, and the women finished fourth of 33. And this young lady finished third in a race of 224 runners. You've excelled since you got here, but was that one of your better performances?
Definitely, yes. That came at the right time, but...
What was the key?
The key probably was just knowing this was one of my last races and that I've put in 4 years of hard effort, so running out there for the girls on the team was really important to me and contributing the best way I could.
Now, athletics have obviously long been important to you. You were an 11-time letter winner in high school in track and field, cross country, and basketball. And in fact, you were not only a captain in track and field, but you were a captain of the basketball team. So you're a pretty good basketball player as well?
It's debatable, but I had really good players on my team, so I had the assist record, I think, just because all of them could shoot a lot better than me.
So do you ever go to the women's game and sometimes wonder, that could be me?
I don't think it could be me, but I would love to practice with them someday if I didn't have the potential to get injured.
Right now, this weekend, you're heading down to Terre Haute for the NCAA Championships. What are the team's goals for the championships?
Really, it's just to keep doing what we've been doing and run together really well. It's a big part of cross country is knowing where your teammates are and trying to move up. So we're hoping to improve on our mark last year, which was 15th, and keep improving from there.
Now, your answer just reinforces this. Cross country is a team sport, but there's also an individual aspect to it. So do you have any personal goals heading into this weekend?
Well, I'd like to be All-American. I don't think last year I would have said that about this year, but the improvements I've made personally and as a team that we've made have really kind of helped me see that as a potential goal.
How did you approach this season? Your last here at Notre Dame, did you change anything at all, knowing that it was both your senior season and the fact that you're a captain of this team?
I think it definitely changes being a leader on the team. You realize how much other girls are looking up to you, how much you can influence them by leading by example or by words. So I think just approaching it with my fellow captain and seniors is a different way than we had in the past, where we kind of followed everyone else. So we were able to really bring the team together and work towards our goals.
Has this season felt at all different to you since you're now competing in a different league, no longer the Big East, but the Atlantic Coast Conference?
Yeah, it's a little different. I think the main difference was that we got to go to a warm place for our meet instead of cold. But no, it's about the same level of competition. I mean, the girls are excellent distance running in both conferences, so we were just ready to step up the challenge. So
now I'm guessing that you will not be nervous heading into this, because this will be the third time that you and your teammates have competed in the NCAA Championships. How is this meet different from a more normal meet, or one where championships are not on the line?
This one, I mean, it is pretty intense. Every team there has worked really hard to be there and is very competitive, as opposed to some meets there's still about the same amount of teams, but you can say, oh, half the field is going to be the competitive teams. But when you walk into Terre Haute, it's all 31 teams are lining up, ready to race, ready to go. So you really have to kind of control your nerves in that sense and realize that it is 6K, it's not a mile or even an 800-meter race. And just realizing that the work you've put in, it's going to pay off, and this is the race to do it, and this is the race to just let it go, and you're really holding nothing back.
There is a lot of strategy to this. I think people who are not runners think you just go out and, well, you run. I read where one of your greatest accomplishments in high school was breaking the 5-minute mark in running the mile. What is the difference between running a shorter distance, if a mile can be considered a shorter distance, and then trying to win a cross-country race?
Really, it's patience. In the mile, you still have to be patient because it is a little bit longer than just a full-out sprint, but in cross-country, you have to realize in the middle of the race that you're only halfway there, and it's not the end of the world. You're still going to have to push through it and fight through it, but you got to realize that you can't just go out and hope to win it in the first 5 minutes or so, it's going to be a full 20-minute race, 22-minute race. So it's really just a matter of patience and knowing your strengths and staying confident the whole time.
You are one of 3 Notre Dame cross-country runners to be named the ACC Performer of the Week this season. What did it mean to the team to receive that kind of recognition from the new conference?
It is a really big award for that new conference, just because it is a very competitive conference in the fact that a couple of the teams are ranked in the top 5 nationally. So having multiple runners in that award is really encouraging for our team to say we belong in this conference and we can show that we have the potential to do really well.
What did it mean to you personally?
It was confidence boosting, that's for sure. I guess I'm not really used to getting cross-country awards. I was more a track girl in high school, so it's been a bit of a transition to get into cross-country.
Now you share captain's duties with your good friend, Alexa Aragon. How has that helped you throughout your Notre Dame career, and particularly this season?
Throughout our whole time, we've been running together and really working to make each other better. I mean, we have different strategies going in. Even how we approach a race is different than how we run it too. So it's been really helpful to know that we can confide in each other and race well together. And then this year especially, just with different leading strategies and looking at different aspects of the team, I think we've been able to balance each other out very well and work to get all the girls engaged and keep everyone enjoying the sport.
What has it been about this group of girls that's enabled you to make the NCAA Championships 3 straight years?
I think we've really just become a really close-knit team, and sometimes in cross-country you can get girls worrying about where they fall in the team, if they're the first, second, third, fourth runner. And I think this year it's been more, we're going to contribute to the team. It doesn't matter where I am, it matters that we're all running well, and if someone's having a bad day, we're going to pick up and have a good day for them. So it's really just a good team dynamic, I think.
And of course, you've also been successful in the classroom, and you have a very interesting major. I can honestly say I've never heard of this major before for an athlete. You're majoring in science business with a minor in theology. Tell me about how you handle all of that and how each aspect has a tie to running.
Well, yeah, it is a little more consuming than, I guess, the typical major, but it's more of a pre-med major with a business minor type of thing. So I initially was just pre-med major, and then I realized that I wanted to know the business aspect of it too. So I definitely got into that major as a interesting factor, I guess, and each of those, science and business, have a lot to running. I mean, science, we're learning about different parts of metabolism, breathing, and staying hydrated and all that, and that directly applies to running. I mean, Alexa and I joke that we have to study on trips or anything like that, and we're just studying about our race the next few days. So it's definitely applicable directly to running, and business definitely has helped with the management or the group dynamic, because a lot of that is part of what you learn in business is how to run a company, and it's pretty similar to running a team. And with theology, I guess that's what Notre Dame is all about, is, you know, broadening yourself and learning more about who you are and who you want to be. And I think that has helped a lot, and it helps you understand the people around you and where everyone's coming from with respect to religion too.
So what's ahead for you after graduation?
Currently I'm applying to medical school, so depends on if they want me or not.
Well, you know, somehow I'm very sure that in not the near future, because it's a long haul, but you're used to running long races, but someday you will be Dr. Curran.
Thanks.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
With Kelly Curran, I'm Jack Nolan.